In a remote part of the northern wheatbelt in Western Australia, something remarkable is happening after dark. It's nothing new though, it's been happening since the dawn of time. But the region's stunning night sky has been newly discovered by astronomers, photographers and stargazers.
Perth is the most isolated capital city in the world, and this is a really key advantage that we have. So that means most of our population is concentrated in just one small spot of our state, and it leaves this vast area with a low population and hundreds of welcoming small country towns with low levels of light pollution, which makes it better for stargazing, of course, and places where you can see the beautiful Milky Way as it should be seen.
Better known for its amazing wildflower season, Carnamah is one of 9 towns in the Midwest that have formed an astro-tourism trail.
Here's the eyepiece that you look through and the finder scope that helps you find things in the night sky. Can you see in there, there's a nice shiny mirror at the very bottom?
Carol Redford, otherwise known as Galaxy Girl, is the founder of Astro-tourism WA. It's helping to diversify the economic base of small towns, but it also has a big emphasis on education.
There's nothing like showing someone Saturn through a telescope for the first time, and it's that moment that can change someone's direction in life. I mean, I'm a bit like that too. I'm sort of an accidental stargazer. Kind of fell into it with the opportunity to own and operate an observatory in Gingin, just north of Perth, and that was an amazing experience.
Astro-tourism's stargazing events are attracting enthusiasts from all over the state. Wow, that's a really impressive looking unit there, Roy. What is it?
It's a Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope. So it's a folded design, which means if this was like your old-fashioned telescopes, it would be the equivalent of 4 metres long. So at the very front is a glass plate, lens, mirror in the back, another mirror in the front, and then it comes out through a bottom tube.
How much would a unit like that cost?
The tube itself costs about $6,000–7,000.
And while there's an impressive array of telescopes on show, astro-tourism is not just for the professionals.
See, there's that big dark patch there, just next to the Southern Cross there. Well, that's the head of the emu, and you can sort of see a bit of a beak coming off here and the roundness of the head. Look, if you haven't got a telescope, or you might have a pair of binoculars, or even your favourite chair, or a nice picnic rug, and these are the places that we're creating, places where people can come either with their technology or with their favourite chair or picnic rug and lie under the Milky Way and see it as it's truly supposed to be experienced.
The low light is a big attraction for astro-photographers such as Michael Goh. His work is known internationally and has been used to promote WA tourism. But he says anyone can shoot the stars.
But you don't need to have a full-frame DSLR. You can have an entry-level camera, anything that basically shoots on manual settings. In fact, something I'm planning on doing later tonight is using my iPhone and just doing a really long exposure and seeing if I can capture the stars with that.
And so how satisfying is it when you capture a really good image?
It's quite rewarding. I suppose it's the way I take a lot of images with the panoramas. It might be a little bit like the old film days where you don't really know wholly what you've got till you've actually finally exposed it and put it together. In terms of what I've learned along the journey is to push my boundaries. Just like the camera, you're just continually pushing it, experimenting, trying things out which are new. And also, especially under the night sky, it's very rewarding, I suppose, the humility of being under the stars, realising that whatever our problems are down here, the universe doesn't care. So it's actually very rewarding and humbling that way.
While astro-tourism is an emerging industry, stargazing is a billion-dollar business in WA. Next year, construction begins on the world's biggest radio telescope, the Square Kilometre Array, or SKA.
The SKA will detect radio waves to reveal the hidden universe and answer fundamental questions about the cosmos.
There's 12 countries involved in building this big, it's $1 billion worth of telescope. It'll be the world's largest radio telescope when it's finished. And it's going to be in the Midwest of Western Australia. We'll start construction next year. But in the Midwest, there are other facilities as well. There's NASA has got facilities there, European Space Agency's got facilities there. So everybody likes the isolation of the Midwest because it's so radio quiet, but also in the Southern Hemisphere is a great place to look at the universe.
Professor Peter Quinn is the Executive Director of the International Centre for Radio Astronomy Research. He says the SKA's work on the origins of the universe will bring new opportunities to WA at the cutting edge of scientific discovery.
We're going to make the most of it. It's a great time to do astronomy in Western Australia, particularly for the students who are studying here at university right now. They've got a career path into this. And these telescopes are not just about astronomy, they're also about technology. So some of the technological problems we have to solve to build this telescope is going to breed a whole generation of data scientists and engineers as well.
Hang on to here and looking into the eyepiece. So what you're looking for is lots of dust and gas in there. Can you see some?
A new generation of scientists might be inspired by the wonders in their own backyard. But the real potential for WA's emerging astro-tourism may be to attract visitors who never get to see the Milky Way at home.
80% of the world's population live under some sort of sky glow. And that means there are billions of people on this planet who cannot see the beautiful Milky Way, that beautiful band of stars that stretch across our horizons. WA is sitting pretty. We've got this amazing landscape, this amazing low light pollution, that if we do keep it dark, we will have this world-class tourism asset for decades, maybe even centuries to come.